Ancient Brazilian warrior Karakara gave this man the ability to see auras. Today, he is here to help healers lead in the modern world. Listen into this episode to hear his story and what he is here to do now with these special gifts of his. Welcome to another episode of Shattering Reality. I am your host, Sabrina Weibel, and on this podcast, we break through the common limitations of modern reality and expand your thinking as we delve into topics of quantum physics, spirituality, channeling, and much more. Nothing is off the table here as we work to uncover human behavior and the secret powers of the mind and universe through discussing esoteric and sometimes controversial topics. In today's episode, I'm talking with a special guest, Hiago, who is native to Brazil and has a very unique gift that I've heard very seldom about. So I was excited to get him onto the show to share what his special gift is and what he does with it. If you're loving this podcast, the best way to show your love is to leave a 5-star review and share it with a friend so that more people can hear these topics. And with that being said, let's get into it. Hi, Hiago, and welcome.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
Hiago and I met through mutual connections online, and I was very interested by his gifts, his spiritual gifts, specifically in being able to see people's auras. And it seems like he has such a mission, that's the word I'm looking for, such a mission, a good-hearted mission to really impact the world in a positive way. And so I was really compelled to invite him onto the show. And go ahead and tell the listeners, Hiago, what it is that you do and more about yourself.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm indigenous healer from Brazil, and I wasn't raised in a tribe like most people ask me, because my family ran away from a massacre from like centuries ago. And because of that, we kind of scattered around the territory. But my great-grandma, she was a healer. She was a powerful healer, and she taught me a lot of the ways of my people to heal. And I also learned as I grew up by myself when I was like 18 to 19, when I started like my psychic powers started to go back because of a spiritual awakening. And then I went to the tribes. I met the leaders. I met the caciques and the pajés. Pajés like the shamans from my people. And they taught me a lot of things that I already knew because my grandma taught me. So I saw there's like this big connection between those two things because she's from the same people. And also they taught me new stuff. And I also drank the tea from Jurema plant, which is like a sacred plant for my people. It has DMT like ayahuasca has, but it's like a different plant, a different ritual, different language.
What's it called?
Jurema, like Jurema.
Okay, perfect.
It means stinky thorn in the native language because of the plant.
Okay.
And since I met Ariel told me that I should be doing something about my work aligned with my heritage, aligned with my gifts, aligned with my power. Because there's a thing that I gained from heritage, I gained from teachings from other people, but I didn't apply this in my life in any way before. And when she talked to me about the possibility of actually making a life, doing what I know the most, what I love the most, I thought that's got to be like the best thing for me to do. And then since I started doing this, other missions came up, like you said, like a mission. Other missions came up to me. Like I noticed how neurodivergent people are treated like shit most of the time because of who we are. And we actually, before we were like these powerful healers, military leaders, like important people in our societies. And we are seen like treated like that. But now, because of the system, it's only worth it if you are functional, not if you are like wise or if you are like powerful. And function is the most important thing. So they cast aside people who are not functional in the way they are telling us to live, you know? So I think this is a big message for me to send actually, to like shine light on people who are neurodivergent, to have a lot of power, a lot of gifts, and they can actually create a life for them that is aligned with who they are, who the soul purpose is, without destroying any of those parts that makes them beautiful, that makes them who they are.
That's beautiful. And you mentioned Ariel, just so the listeners know who it is that you're talking about. Go ahead and tell the listeners, who is Ariel?
Ariel, it's an amazing woman that I met in Brazil. And she's also my girlfriend now. With a lot of work and effort for both of us, we made it work.
Because you're
And
in
she's
Brazil now.
hmm?
Because you're in Brazil now, just so the
Yeah,
listeners
I'm in Brazil
know.
now. She's in Canada. She's a
Mm-hmm.
mindset coach, and it's an amazing person. She's really intelligent. She's really work driven, and she is one of the person that I know in my life that are connected to the soul purpose. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she really wants to make a change in the world, but she kind of had a inner fight in herself, saying that she can't be successful because she doesn't deserve it, because nobody can be successful at the same time. But as we talked, as we grown together, I made her see that being successful is actually a tool to make other people successful that deserve to be, and taking down people who are in power that does deserve it to be in that power.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like her heart is really pure, really beautiful, and she's like I see her as creator itself, like just an expression of what creation is in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And me being like to the other side, like being the energy of chaos and destruction and everything like that. Not that I am that in essence, in action, but in essence, just my energy is a warrior energy, and her energy being this healer queen. I think it's beautiful that I'm here to protect her. Like I said to her in the first days I met her, I said to her, "I'm your guardian," and I know that with all my soul. And I kept my promise until today. I intend to keep until we die.
Beautiful. So beautiful. And I know that you had told me before in conversation how you are able to see auras. I'd love to
Mhm.
hear you share a bit more about that and how you were able to come to a place to even see auras in the first place.
Yeah, right. This started with Karakara. Karakara, King Karakara. She's a indigenous healer. She's an indigenous warrior. Actually, she was a chief, military leader in the 1700s in Brazil, and she's a spirit now. Obviously, she's not alive anymore. But she channeled through me, because in Brazil it's really common in indigenous and African cultures to people to channel to your body as a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And then she did that to me when I was going through a spiritual awakening that was really confusing for me, because I was feeling other people's emotions in my body, but I didn't know it was for other people. I just thought that I was being like too stressed about this. And then she gave me the ability to see auras, because the auras are the electromagnetic energy coming out of someone's body. And the emotion is like a blueprint of what the aura is sending as a message. And
Mm-hmm.
she gave me the ability to see auras so I can understand the patterns between what I was seeing now and what I was feeling. For me to understand that I was not crazy, that was not, it was just a gift that I had, and I was supposed to master it instead of running away. And this is not just me who can see that. I have a friend in Brasilia who can see the same way. The Pajé from my tribe, he's called Mukulan. This is a Mukulan. It's like a seed from Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
and is a healing seed. Is good for protecting from bad energy. It's actually his name. And Mukuna also can see it, because when I was in the tribes with him in the rituals, he would point to energy passing through us, and I was like looking like he was talking to me like it was normal, you know, because he knew I can see it too, because he can see it on me in some way, because it's so powerful. And after some years, after actually 5 to 6 years, I learned about the chakras and what the chakras are. And I
Mm-hmm.
started to study about them, because they have the exact same colors that I see on the auras, and the colors that are in between in the spectrum. So I was thinking there's got to be a connection, and then I started to study about it, and they are connected to emotions too. Like they are a state of emotion that the body can go depending on the frequency there. So that's like so much interesting that that I have this capability of perceiving someone's emotion by the color that the body is vibrating at the moment.
So
I
you're
try to understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying that you are essentially being able to see you're able to visibly see what most people are not able to see, their electromagnetic field that they're emitting, the color of their electromagnetic field. And this
Yes.
goes back to the energy that they're giving off and their emotional state.
Emotional state, the energy they're giving off. This also goes on movement, like the movement they're always making also tells me that. But
Mm-hmm.
most people, the color they are shining is the essence they are in the moment. For example, if someone is striving for, is actually getting to a place that can communicate really well, and they are mastering that, they are unlocking the throat chakra, as people say it, they're gonna shine blue. if that's the essence, like my father, like one of my best friends, Haveli, they all have blue auras because they are really good communicators. This other guy is a professor, and he doesn't work as a professor now, but he has a major on it, and he's really good at it. And my dad's a politician, so it's also a lawyer, and so he works with his words, and he's really good at it. So this also shines through someone's essence, you know. When I met Ariel, for example, she would change between pink, orange, and yellow. Yellow is self-worth. It's the solar plexus one. It's when you're feeling good about yourself. When she talk about her work and talk about like business and stuff, she would turn yellow. When she was like most of the time, she would be orange, which is the sacral chakra, which is desire. And desire is like she wanted to make money. She wanted to eat something specific. Everything that's is connected to the desire of the human animal. And then when she shine pink would be like the connection with the heart chakra. And this color just be for me, just me and her. Should be pink. I never saw her as green because green is another color that is the main color that the heart chakra glows in. But some people are pink. And when she was pink, it's because she was connected to her heart, like she was expressing emotion in a really healthy way. So some people changes, and most people I see just one color most of the time. Yeah.
So people's auras can change. Is there anything else that you're able to pick up off of auras, or is it mainly like what other things and what other benefits can come from you being able to see someone's aura?
I can know exactly what they're feeling at the moment because I can also feel it. But if I didn't feel it, because I know the patterns now that I can see and feel at the same time, I can see if someone is struggling with a thought. I can see if someone is holding a lot of energy in a specific part of the body that's not supposed to be there, and I can help them release it. If I see that the throat chakra is blocked, I couldn't see like a lot of energy in the throat. The position, it's not the color, the position where the energy is and how it's moving is also really important because it tells me a lot of information about how the person is feeling in the moment. And I can tell when someone's telling me a lie. I can tell I can tell if someone is afraid of me or wants to be close to me because they always behave before they even know because it's the connection they have with the spirits. And us as spirits, we are connected to like so many dimensions, so many other brains and ways of consciousness that we don't even understand everything that we do here in the base, in the third dimension. We don't understand that comes from a lot more knowledge that we just have as our human brain, you know?
Mm-hmm. I love that. And how would you help someone exactly if you see someone and they have that stagnant energy? What exactly do you do from there to help them release whatever blocks they might have or whatever they're struggling with?
Okay. If it is intentional, I can tell someone that I'm going to be able to do this. I can use a lot of tools. I can give them this, for example, this necklace. And this necklace, it holds energy because it's made of seeds. And this seeds holds energy and also holds my energy. So I can put this necklace on someone and it's going to pull back the energy that is bad from them and give my good energy to